Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe. Ho ho ho! Red Hot Gotsy, Red Hot Gotsy, Red Hot Gotsy. Alright, so today is Christmas Day. I want to make this special video. You saw the thumbnail. This is gonna be about Spider-Man and all his freaking, different versions. There's like freaking hundreds of thousands of different versions of Spider-Man. I just want to talk about my favorite. Now this is just my list. You can leave your list in the comments. Let me know what you think. Come subscribe, like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I just want this to be more of just a chill video where I'm just kind of speaking my mind and just just having a good time. So yeah, let's just get on with the first one. All right, so the first one is Spectacular Spider-Man. All right. Now, Spectacular Spider-Man is a TV series. Now, it's like a cartoon series along the lines of the obvious like Spider-Man, related stuff. It's kind of similar to the animated series, but I honestly think it's way better. There's only 26 episodes, but honestly, it's like really good. And 2 seasons, 13 each. But the series takes on a different version of Spider-Man, to where like he is obviously in high school, other than different from like the Raimi series, for example, and other iterations. Like he actually is a high school, and he has to deal with like high school related drama and stuff like that. And the characters in his high school actually have good plot, and they actually matter. But himself, you could get to see like kind of how he struggles in that sort of excuse me, high school environment. And as Spider-Man, right, he also really battles with that. In the first season, he didn't even want to be Spider-Man for a good amount of it, because you really get to see how it affects his life, and how Spider-Man kind of being Spider-Man ruins Peter's life in a way. It makes him suffer, and you really get to see that in this iteration. It's the most it probably has the most heart of any Spider-Man, next to the Raimi series, but I'll get to that. But with this iteration, honestly, I think it has just the best overall in terms. It's the most rounded, and it has the most of a good amount of everything. Good Spider-Man, good Peter Parker. It has the heart of Spider-Man. Very faithful to the comics. So yeah, I have to give it number 1. When I do my list, I don't really go in from 5 to 1. I like to just kind of just keep it a buck. I like to just bring it to you. All right, so number 2. All right, I'm just gonna go down the list or whatever. I don't even really consider these listed, because honestly, I like Ultimate Spider-Man. That's the second one, Ultimate Spider-Man, just as much. I like all these iterations, so you could count them as listed or not, whatever. But they're just my top 5. So Ultimate Spider-Man, let's get into it. Ultimate Spider-Man is my second, and I think it's probably the best in terms of the comics, because actually I favor the Ultimate Spider-Man comics over the TV series. The comics are really good. I haven't read all of the comics, but I think they're really freaking nice. And I just like the aspect of scientifically creating villains, like how the Green Goblin. I don't like how the Green Goblin's kind of hulky and stuff like that, and big and stuff like that. But I do like how Rhino also has a tech suit. And I also like the video game too, the Ultimate Spider-Man video game. So that's another thing. I love that freaking video game. That's a good example of good Spider-Man. What can I call it? Just a good Spider-Man game is just it shows just how good Ultimate Spider-Man is in general. Like Carnage, Venom. I like how they're different. They're not actually from a different planet. They were actually engineer created, and stuff like that. Peter was the Carnage latched on to Peter and basically was wreaking havoc through Peter. And Venom was created by Peter's father and stuff like that. So I think it was just it has probably one of the best stories of you know of any Spider-Man, to be honest. And that's why I gotta give it. I gotta put it in the top five, honestly. Now next is the Raimi Spider-Man. Though Raimi Spider-Man, obviously everyone loves it. Most normies stuff like that love it. You know, it's the best. It has to be one of the best, just because the trilogy not everyone loves, but honestly I love it. Even three, Spider-Man three, not the best. Had a lot of plot holes. Had a lot of had a lot of problems. All right, a lot of trouble with that movie. You know, especially with Venom, especially. But outside of that, I honestly think the trilogy was pretty solid, and I love even rewatching three. Like if I just want to chill and just be entertained, three is a good it's a good movie, solid. Now I honestly do I really do like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker and Spider Man ish. I like Spider Man. I think Spider Man's okay, but honestly, and I think it has that heroic side to him though. It's not as jokey as like Andrew Garfield's or like Tom. Tom Holland's okay, but like in that aspect, I would give it to Andrew. But with his Spider-Man, it feels very heroic. Like he is going to save the day, especially like in Spider-Man 2, where he like the train scene and stuff like that. That scene is legendary, so you already know. But when it comes to like his Peter Parker, it is perfect. It's the best Peter Parker. Next to Spectacular Spider-Man. Honestly, you know, it just has this kind of like nerdy kind of vibe with this kind of like he feels very sincere. You know, if you get what I mean. Like he just kind of is kind of a cool dude you would wanna hang with if you were like him, kind of thing. Like he's very relatable, kind of just like humble, friendly. You know, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. If you get it, you know. It's funny. All right. Next one is PS4 Spider-Man. And you know the PS4 Spider-Man, bro. It's kind of a newer version of Spider-Man. It's only been like 2 years, but honestly, the game is it's amazing. Um, and besides the Ultimate Spider-Man game I already mentioned, which is freaking immaculate, this game would be like it might honestly be number one if I think about it. But Ultimate Spider-Man would honestly be. I don't know actually. Is Ultimate Spider-Man? They're both great games. Like this game revolutionized. Well, it didn't revolutionize like anything other than like how we treat Spider-Man games in a way. Because the web slinging is the best it's ever been, ever in a Spider-Man game in Spider-Man game history. Because like they really perfected how the swinging looks and stuff like that, and the story is amazing. Like I think it was the most sold PS4 game of all time, like when it came out too. Sadly, The Last of Us took that. You know, whatever. Freaking Last of Us 2. But yeah, and anyway, this game is really good. I love the Peter Parker. It's an older Peter Parker, but honestly, it's like a really good take because he has like he has a really mature kind of vibe to him. Like he's been through it. You know, it's been 8 years of being Spider Man. So like he kind of and that's why in like Miles Morales, for example, he has to show Miles the ropes because like he's already been through it. He's already had so many villains. He has Sandman, Lizard, Mysterio. You know, characters we haven't even seen on screen, like well, in the game yet. You know, but we know, yeah, been there, done that. Like, and we've seen these characters before. It's like it's not new to us either. So it's like we're going on this journey with him, and it's like it's so it's such a smart way to create this character to where we already have this lore of the character. We already know who he is. You know how he came to be. Um, I noticed they didn't really mention Uncle Ben like that in this. Like not too much. But Aunt May was there, you know. She's Aunt May as ever. Marissa Tomei, freaking the freaking hot Aunt May. Why would they make Marissa Tomei Aunt May? Like it doesn't make any sense. I'm not even gonna mention that in this video, but I'm just saying like just his overall character is just really good, and you can just tell he's one of the smarter kind of just mature Spider-Man. Obviously, Spider-Man obviously is smart, you know, strong, and The quips, immaculate. We already know this, you know. All right, so the fifth one is the last one. It is the new animated series Spider-Man. Now, this is from 2003. It's actually based on the Raimi movies, right? So, not a lot of people actually know about this, and I'm gonna actually, list all of it in the description, right? It's basically another TV series. It's an animated series, and this series is very interesting. It had 13 episodes, only one season, sadly. I probably would have watched all of them, honestly. This is like a back in the day kind of series. Like, I remember years ago when I first found it, I was like so weirded out by it. It was like so interesting and like strange. And then when I watched videos about it, realizing what it was really about, like other people giving me more information about it. Apparently, it was supposed to be based off of Ultimate Spider-Man, but they kind of mixed in. Well, no, it was supposed to be based off Raimi, but they added some Ultimate Spider-Man and all types of crap in there. They might have taken inspiration from the well, obviously the other animated series from 1994, right? I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it was just like a mixed match of a bunch of different Spider-Man, and you know, obviously you could tell it's from the different from the Raimi series because Harry Osborn is, well, he's actually strangely blonde in that one, which is weird, but honestly, for some reason it kind of works. But what I mean to mention is his dad is dead, like Norman Osborn, and we all know that Norman died, as the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man, Spider-Man 1 in 2002. So that is the connection, obviously. And Spider-Man 2 didn't come out yet. It was 2003. So they were basically just basing it off of the first movie, and they it was weird because they added like the Lizard and stuff like that and Electro, and they kind of just like went along and kind of did their own thing, added their own villains and stuff. Um Even created some, I'm pretty sure. So like it was a strange one. They even added Craven and stuff. Like, yeah, it's a very good series. You should watch it. This is me just recommending freaking Spider-Man series, but yeah, I'm just like kind of going off, It's my a little tangent, but yeah, I love his Spider-Man. You get to really see him go through a bunch of the emotions more so than the other Spider-Man. He really shows his anger side, his very angry side, like when he's just pissed off and like because MJ's in there, right? MJ's in this series, and when she gets hurt and stuff like that, you really get to feel his pain and his anger. Like he wants to, hurt villains, for example. I'm not gonna, spoil anything, but yeah, it's really good. You really get that, you feel that passion, honestly, in all these Spider-Man, but his is special. And his quips, quirks, he's a quirky one, but yeah, his quips are like they're okay. It's kind of on the lines of like Raimi's Spider-Man. It's not like immaculate, but it's like it's whatever. um but yeah, I think his Peter Parker also is really good, and it's more important than like his Peter Parker usually is. Like, I feel like Peter Parker should be just as important as Spider-Man himself, and I think they did well with that. Like, you really get to see the personal connections with like Harry and MJ and a lot of the different villains. Like, a lot of the villains have a very personal connection. Obviously, in any version of Spider-Man, the villains have some sort of personal connection, but with this one, it's very different. It's like you really gotta watch this series, man. So, little overview. It's Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Raimi series, Raimi Spider-Man, PS4 Spider-Man, really good, immaculate, and the new animated series Spider-Man. And that's my list, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season to be Godsey, Come and subscribe, like the video, comment, what you think, subscribe for more just awesome freaking content. I'm gonna try to get some stuff out there. Cobra Kai, Marvel, DC, all types of crap. I don't even care. I'm just gonna go crazy. Yeah, man, just stay tuned, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace. Have a good day.
Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe.